Hello, I'm Teresa Livingstone. This is Scundered, and welcome to the Best of Scundered 2025 Part 2. I did not introduce Part 1, but I'm introducing Part 2. These are just a few of the clips that I picked out from the many episodes and the brilliant guests I had this year on Scundered. And but go back and watch the episodes or listen to the full episodes because they are very, very funny. Really is very funny. Thank you for listening in 2025, and I'll be back soon in 2026 with more embarrassing stories and finding ways to scunder everybody else. Bye.
This involves Gerry Adams.
Of course.
Funny enough. People are going to go, oh, right, let's see how this one pans out. So we're in Mass. It was Oliver Plunkett in Lenadoon. And that was where we would always go on a Sunday. My and Dad were from there. My grannies were around there, so we'd do the whole go to Mass, go visit your grannies.
Yeah.
And so we're in Mass, and there's a wee bit of buzz about Mass today. And this is back in the days when loads of people were going to Mass. And I was raised Catholic, but I'm not. I'm an atheist now, thank God. I always say. I'm sure that's an old one. I always have to. That's an old joke, but
yeah.
Nobody's putting me up on it yet.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of half claim it, but I don't think it is mine. But anyway, so I don't go to Mass at all anymore. But back as a kid, you had to go.
Yeah.
So we were in. There was a bit of buzz, and the reason there was a bit of buzz around Mass was because Gerry Adams was about sort of 10 rows up,
right.
and this was the sort of mid-90s, and I was trying to listen to what he sounded like because he was being dubbed over the TV, but he was being dubbed over by actors on the TV. So I was like, I'm going to hear him for real, So I was listening to Peace be with you, and then somebody went, what do you know about peace? My dad says I'm going to say that, but he didn't. He was joking. Anyway, so we're sitting there, everybody's looking up. Gerry Adams comes to communion, and I'm going up to communion, and so we're up, and then I'm walking back, and I'm trying to have a look at him, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God. So as I'm walking, I clock where my dad is, which is about, 10 rows behind him. So I'm walking up, and I slink into the row, keeping an eye on Gerry Adams, because I think he stumbled on the way up to communion or something. I was like, here, and I leant, and I sat on my dad's knee. I was like, here, you want to see it there now? Gerry Adams, and I looked around, it wasn't my dad. It was just some
arm round his neck.
Some dude. And I'm sitting on his knee here. You want to see it? Gerry Adams came up there. He's telling me. I was like, and I looked, and my dad was 2 rows behind.
Oh no!
And it was a very similar looking fella. So I kind of clocked and went, that bald fella is my dad. But no, I sat and I said, here, daddy. And I was like, some fella has a kid sitting in his name mask going, here, daddy. And then I was just like, and my dad's just sitting looking at him, looking at me going, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God.
I was beetroot.
Yes. So, but what age were you? Would you have been teenager?
23. No, I would have been about 7 or 8.
Oh God, yeah, you'd
Stuck
die.
with me.
Because I think if you were an adult, if I did that now, I would kill myself laughing. I'd be embarrassed, but I'd laugh. But if you're a kid, that's seared in your soul.
I have not. Yeah, that's the first time I've told that story in full. Somebody bring it up. Tell them about the time you sat in my... No, I'm trying to enjoy myself tonight. I don't want to have to revisit childhood trauma.
Anyway, Gemma,
yes.
Embarrassing stories. Do you have an embarrassing story that sort of haunts you, or one that you, in a funny way? Keep it light.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things. I got really drunk at the Teresa Royale and passed out on my hall stairs. Okay. And someone took a photo of me like that, and then I got photoshopped into different poses, on top of the Empire State Building. It became almost a local viral meme before memes were a thing. It actually got put across the Last Supper table and put on someone's birthday cake. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Look, I embarrass myself a lot, a ridiculous amount. And I mean, this is episode 13, 14 maybe, and I don't know how many stories I've exposed about myself, and I actually was making a wee list of them yesterday, and I still have that many more to go.
I know, I saw Alan saying you're cursed.
Wrong. Yeah, he's called me Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
There is something wrong with me, I think, but I kind of really like laughing at myself. I don't know why
so healthy.
I don't know. Is it healthy?
I think it's healthy. If you can laugh at the mistakes you make.
Yes,
instead of let them eat you up.
Yeah,
which is what we do in our youth, I think.
Yes.
Things haunt us.
Yes.
Until we own them. It's like naming the demon.
That's true. Actually, I don't think I would have thought this was so hilarious when I was a teenager. I think looking back now, I'm like, that is actually, what a loser. That was very funny.
I did a pub quiz for Queen's, and was sitting reading the quiz. They had written the quiz. They wanted me to do this quiz, and I read it out, and I was like, "What bird?" And the like blah blah blah, whatever it was, and I was like, "The answer is emus, emus." It was emus, and like it's professors and
Queens.
queens.
Well, listen,
like
Emma's telling everyone they're wrong. I've had that experience as as a teacher. You get into, and this stays with me now. It's a form of trying to control the classroom behaviour. You have to give the impression that you have the answer to everything. It's very hard to say, and it's actually very powerful now to be able to just go, I don't know. But when I was a teacher, I would never have said, I don't know. I always had to give the impression that I was in full control and I knew everything. And I was covering a class one day. This is when I used to teach abroad. So the kids' first language wasn't English. So they were constantly, every now and then, no matter how intelligent they were, they'd maybe stumble over a word and just go, oh, what does that mean? So I was covering this class, just sitting at the front, and this girl put her hand up and she went, Miss, sorry, what's a porpoise? Right? And I went, it's a giant lizard. Get on with your work, right? And then I just went back to, and I actually was
You
like,
sound like a bitch.
and I was like, oh, I was a bitch. Oh, I was a bitch when I was a teacher.
I looked at you and been like,
And I went, it's a giant lizard. Okay, stop disrupting the class. And then I sat there going, that doesn't sound right. And I had to like look it up on my phone, like under the desk. And I had to call her up to the front. And I went, Mercedes, could you come up here, please? There's an urgent. I was like, Mercedes. It was a private school, Gemma. Abroad. And I went, God, that was her real name. I need to start changing names. This is ridiculous.
you didn't have to say it was though. You didn't have to say it.
That's the issue. I have to stop. I can't stop myself.
Cut GPR.
And I went, can you come up to the front, please? There's been a message from home. She came up to the front.
Your auntie's dead.
And she came up to the front and I went, it's actually like a dolphin. And she went, oh, right. And I went, your family are fine. Sit down.
But next time they won't be.
Don't. If you ask me another goddamn question. So, yeah.
I've had a couple of thankfully never that bad on Zoom calls because I had done one before I left the job and it was during COVID and we were on a call, but then it wasn't Zoom and Zoom's always grand. It was Teams or something, and my computer wasn't like syncing up right, so it was like stalling and it was all freezing, and like it was what's the guy called? It's the top boss, like the head of the company.
Of what company?
Something like
sorry,
that.
I thought you meant someone particular. Yeah.
No, so
Chief
like
executive.
Chief executive was on to tell us what a great job we've been doing during COVID. So he was in the middle of a speech, and I was like, a fucking stupid fucking piece of shit's frozen me out.
No.
But I didn't realise it was only frozen on my end. So apparently when I'm talking,
the whole company's listening.
The whole screen has highlighted me. I'm front center, this fucking stupid piece of shit. And so he's talking away, and it looks like I'm going, this fucking stupid piece of shit here. And then I get loads of text on the phone and stuff going like, what?
Dave.
And then I was like, oh my shit. And I turned it off. I had to ring him afterwards to be like that. And he goes, I didn't hear what was said, but I could just hear what was straight over me.
I could see your angry face.
And then I was like, but apparently, like, to me, it was just my big head froze on this fucking
Looking so threatening as well. Oh my God.
And then we were on training not long after that, and I thought I was messaging and the guy I used to work with privately on it, but apparently it was just for everyone to see. And I was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever heard. I've seen more charisma in a flea than this woman taking it and all. She's
to
a
the
bore.
whole thing.
Yeah, and then it was actually how I noticed
I've
it was,
seen people do that too.
It was horrendous. It was a woman I'd worked with, daughter, who worked there too. She's like, Dave, I know you don't really know me, but you're writing this in front of everyone. And I was like, holy shit. And then I just had to pray that she didn't look. Or see, and I don't know.
Delete.
And that's actually the real reason why I do comedy full time now. Not that I'm pursuing the dream. I got sacked. Yeah, so
So this I don't use that. This is my wee MacBook. I don't use it very often, but I was using it again during COVID. Had a bit of counselling online, right? And it was the first time I'd used this MacBook, and the first time I'd used it for counselling, and the only thing I'd used it for were Zoom family quizzes. Mm-hmm. So we were my dad would have done a quiz for all the neighbours and us, and we would have been so just for shits and giggles, we'd all be changing our names on Zoom. You know the crack, right? So instead of Teresa, it said whatever. Like I'd be like, oh, today I can't think of what Paul Daniels. Well,
Paul Daniels.
That's an up-to-date reference. So today I'm Paul Daniels.
That romantic dead by a decade.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the first counselling session, and I was a bit nervous about it anyway, because counselling's kind of nervous. And
I was getting the counselling, by the way. I'm not a counsellor, so
I was going to say, yeah, whoever is getting counselling there, God love them.
no, it's me getting therapy, which is well needed. So anyway, the therapist came up and then my camera was off. So my screen name just came up and I couldn't turn my camera on and I could just hear her going, hello, Teresa, is this you? Because the screen name just said Tits McGee. In just big white letters, right? And she was going, Teresa? And I was like, yes, sorry, I'm here. I just can't turn my camera on. So I got the camera on and I was like, I sincerely apologise. That was from a family Zoom quiz. And she was like, that's quite all right. So I didn't hear anything she said to me for 10 minutes because all I was trying to do was change my name. And she was like, asking me this question. I was going, yeah, sometimes. And she was like, really? And I was like, sorry, what did you ask? What have I just admitted to? But then all the way through the session, I didn't realise that Siri was turned on as well. So everything I said to this therapist, Siri would go, I'll just look that up for you now.
So she was like, what's going on here?
But she couldn't hear Siri. So she just heard me going, oh God, sorry, can you hear that voice? And she was going, no. And I went, sorry, I'm just going to turn that voice down. And she was just staring at me going,
I need to escalate this up the chain here. This is
like,
above my pay grade.
hitting a button under her desk. Escalate this, please, to somebody. So I was like, so at the very end, I said to her, I was like, sorry about all the interruptions from that voice. And she just went, what voice? I went, oh, Siri was talking to me there. And she was like, oh, thank God. And she was just like, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Like, I don't know, you just seen her hand going like, it's just voices in her head.
I think we're going to need you to come in person.
Yeah.
So, embarrassing stories.
Go on.
Well, do you have any?
But you know, probably not as many as you, Teresa, because like I can honestly say, you know, maybe this is unconscious. I think I've listened to nearly every episode of this podcast, and you're like Mr. Bean, just constant. Your whole life is like meant like. Just,
it is.
I'm amazed you get dressed in the morning. Like it's just everything. I think you come in and your blouse will be on back to front or something. Just
it has been. Would you rather? This is an embarrassing. Would you rather? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Would you?
It'd be weird if you're like, would you rather have £1 million or £2 million?
Would
I'm
you
sorry,
rather?
I'm really roasting you today, but
I don't, no, it's fine.
Good as I've had
It's
3
fine.
hours sleep. I'm a little bit cranky.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so would you rather always be overdressed or always be underdressed?
Overdressed.
You'd always rather be overdressed?
Overdressed, 100%.
What, like in a tux?
But you got to give it the parameters. Like, is underdressed what I'm in, like curry stained sweatpants and a.
Well, it doesn't have to be dirty. It's just like if you're in just like your casual
So if I go to
clothes,
a wedding, I'm like.
you're in your joggers or whatever.
No, I'd rather be overdressed.
You'd rather always be overdressed?
I think if you're a handsome, confident person, you could be underdressed at any event.
Yes.
You know, like you see like big sexy guys just wearing a white t-shirt. While if I, and you're like, oh, but if I wear a white t-shirt, I look like, I'm a fucking trade unionist from America in the 50s, like Jimmy Hoffa's mate, just like sweaty and fucking,
Yeah, I think I'd rather be underdressed because I've had
but
occasions.
see, women have a greater variance, like in the way that, for like men, there's basically just suits for work. Fortunately, people seem to be moving away from that a bit, but like you could wear if things you could wear to work, if I wore the male equivalent, I wouldn't look professional. Do you know what I mean?
No. You mean I'm going
Like,
to work, I look unprofessional?
No, you are unprofessional, but you don't look unprofessional. But like, you could wear like loose fitting trousers, for example.
Yes. In fact, I have to.
Me too.
This weight's not
I've
coming off.
a big hole, but I
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
yes,
so,
we've got a broader spectrum of things to choose
overdressed. If you're constantly in a tux, the good thing is people will just go autism.
He's a character.
He's a bit of a character. He's on the spectrum, which is fine. I'm a comedian. I probably am.
No, I get the dress code wrong a lot, and in fact, my worst thing at the minute is what to wear on stage. I'm having like an absolute mental breakdown about it. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be wearing. But the first day when I was a teacher, my very first day of work, I'd never been like in a staff room before, right? Because that's prohibited as a student.
You're not allowed in the staff room as a student?
No, we were never allowed in the
That's
staff
weird.
room.
I did work experience at a primary school and I just went on in. So they're probably like, what the fuck's he doing in here?
No, not as a student, as a kid at the school.
Oh, right. I think you meant as a student teacher. Like, you sit in the hall.
You can sit in your fucking car.
Yeah. To be fair, I did that a few times as well. I was like, let's just get out of here.
No, So the first day at work was, this was like school in West Belfast. I'd never set foot through the door apart from my interview. And the first day at work was like a staff day. So all the staff come in. It's like an inset day and you're just getting ready. And I walked in a 3-piece suit. I was wearing a grey
What's a woman's
blazer.
3-piece suit?
A blazer, a
waistcoat?
shirt, and a trouser.
No, that's not 3-piece. That's 2-piece.
Oh, 2-piece.
Because otherwise you're just wearing a jacket and a bra.
might as well.
A 3-piece suit for a man is a waistcoat, a jacket, and trousers.
Excuse me.
I used to
Excuse me.
fit suits.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So anyway, I walked in a suit with a briefcase. I was 22.
The briefcase is the
Right.
funny bit, like,
And I walked into a staff room of 60 staff in like shorts and t-shirts and flip-flops.
because it was an inset day.
Yeah, it was an inset day. And I walked in and they were all like, who's the inspector? And I went and sat down and was like, I know I'm new here and I'd love to make friends with all of
I
you.
like what it is. You had to like as if you had to tell them you were new here.
I'm
But that's also
You
civil,
won't believe this, but I've never had a job.
as a civil servant. Like that's civil service. That's like everybody turns up for their first day in like a suit and all,
Overdressed.
and then you go, oh, people just wear jeans here. You know, unless they have a meeting.
No, you don't know till you're actually there.
Yeah.
But I was so scundered. On to brand. And so I went into the bathroom.
The way you looked around, you're like, which one to point at?
I ran into the toilets, right? And I was like, I need to make myself look more casual. So I took my jacket off and rolled up
And
the
shirt off,
sleeve.
just the bra, just.
So, you know, in movies when women do that, they're like, gotta look sexy, and they like rip their shoulder.
So you're like David Cameron doing a Q&A during a general election campaign, just like, let's go. Ask me about tax.
doing that thumb thing instead of pointing.
Pointing too aggressive.
No, I
David Trimble just.
I went into the toilets and rolled
By the
up
way,
my
I guarantee
sleeves.
this is the first podcast all year that's mentioned David Trimble.
R.I.P. So anyway, I went into the toilets.
You could have done a bit of funeral.
I could have done a bit of this. There's a market there. I'm available for funerals. Went in, rolled up my sleeves. I don't know why I thought that made me look less weird.
It looks like you're about to clean a new bend.
And then I thought, right, that looks more casual. So I washed my hands and the water pressure was way stronger than I expected. And it went all over the crotch of my trousers.
This is what I mean.
So I came back out and looked like I'd just gone away and pissed myself and came back into the staff room.
But you know what? Because it's you might have. You never know.
To be fair,
the only
yeah.
reason I know you didn't piss yourself is because you would tell me that. But like,
I would actually, and I have done, but those are other stories.
we've all pissed ourselves. Like that's not.
Yeah, but have you done it on stage?
No, have you done a stage?
Anyway, we'll just get on.
I've never.
Would you rather have the face of a pensioner but the body of a 20? I don't like this one. I'm not going to do that one. That's stupid.
No, that sounds like my life.
All right, okay. The face of a pensioner but the body of a 20-year-old, or the body of a pensioner and the face of a 20-year-old?
Are they the same person?
Yeah, you're the same person.
I'll have the face of the pensioner and I'll go out with somebody with the body of a 20.
Okay,
I have got the face of I am a pensioner and I have the body of a 20-year-old Calvados, slightly pickled and going darker with age. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I like your compromise.
Well, I have the face of a pensioner already and it's not that
don't,
bad.
Nuala.
I do.
You
Well,
do
not
not.
quite. I'm not getting my pension yet, but you know what I mean. Pensioner, schmensioner. Pensioners are hot and with it. Yeah.
It's yeah.
I wouldn't mind the body of a bloody 20-year-old. I tell you that everything's going, bits are getting
I know.
sore and joint flipping ack. Anyway, I'm
the same.
exercising,
I'm the same.
stretching,
I know.
walking,
You see,
doing
this
it
is the
all
thing.
for
Now we're not
maintenance.
we're not exercising anymore to lose weight. It's to
It's
be to
maintenance.
stay strong.
That's what somebody said to me. It's to survive
It's to
another
keep
year.
alive.
What's another year? It's a lot, mate. It's actually a bonus at this point.
Okay, would you rather be able to only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
As in not talk.
Yeah. So if you want to communicate at all, would you rather only be able to speak like this? Or only be able, so I mean, if you, my family, basically it's like they're all like, we'd only be able to shout because we're very loud. Would you rather be just a whisperer or a shouter?
I think I would whisper.
Oh,
Because
no.
you have a chance of being slightly sexy and subtle, you know.
But you see, I find
Do
it
that
creepy.
to me again. I really like that. Is just not going to work. I mean,
Jesus
do
Christ,
it to
that,
me again.
that's just as that's creeping me out. No, I'm sorry.
exactly.
No, I think
So
that-
there's me
I think-
in bed, face of an 80-year-old, body of a 20-year-old going, here, I ordered a double. Get you down there and do it again.
like I remember like a learning curve. I used to do a wee night upstairs in the Duke of York.
Oh, yeah.
Ages ago.
I
Like,
don't think you ever booked me. But that's all right.
you were too famous, Teresa. I think Frazer came, but I don't think we ever got you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But it was like, you know, you walked away with your whole fiver for your petrol money. Do you know what I mean? Completely the richer.
Yes.
And it was like that. So this guy came in, and it was like a big, huge get. Like we were a class. Like this came in, and there's like a big, like 8 of them all came in together, and like, do you know, like a £2 a head. That was loads. As they came in, and he came in, and he sat purposefully with his back to the stage.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I was like, wait, come on, like, no, son, you're not going to see much with your back to the stage. And then he started to get and then he was like, how much do you earn? Getting into, do you know the way that's the
my God.
big swinging
That's
dick
his-
in the shower?
yes,
Do you know what I mean?
yes.
Like, how much do you earn? And I was like, £20 a gig. Well, I'm kind of this way. I'm like, yo, what do you think of that there? And he was going, and I was like, what's wrong, son? Because I went to him, I was like, well, how can I
hurt you?
How hurt you? And he was like, my wife just left me. And I was like, oh. How could I not? I should have just let him. I should have just left him. Do you know, like sometimes you don't look a toddler? Don't reward bad behaviour with attention. I was like, I shouldn't have said anything. And then every time I said something, he was like, he's fucking annoying me. And I just had to go, do you know what? You're annoying me. You're annoying the shit clean out of me. And I wish you'd fuck off. But I'm doing my best, all right?
And I can't put it in a pretty bow for you.
I can't do this.
I'm just being honest now.
And I had to like get him kicked out. No,
Yeah.
I had to go downstairs and like the guy at the time. I'm not sure anyone who works in Duke of York. Paul, reach out if it's still you. If it's still you, I don't want to kill you off. But he came and they had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And then he went. So like all that, and it was horrendous. It was awful. The night never recovered. It was
Yeah.
awful. Do you know? And
Yeah.
I was like, no heart in your throat.
It is awful.
Awful. And then he went away and he wrote a review.
Oh, for frig's sake.
3 stars. Not even a 1 star. I said, I'll take it. I will take it. 3 stars.
Read like a 5.
Do you know what I mean? Angelo Vittorio. What do you call him? Angelo Vittorio. Vittorio Angeloni. He got like a 3-star review in the Guardian for his Edinburgh show last year. I'll fucking take it. 3 stars. That's class. Do you know what I mean?
Does he understand how the starring rating works?
I know it's like 3.
Yeah.
Is it like 3? Is 3 stars of anger?
Yes,
or did he
this is how shit I thought that night was.
3 yes, I was like, he went away and it's like not even a 1 star. Like that would have.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even for me.
yeah.
It was for the Duke of York, so it doesn't
Oh my God. Doesn't understand much.
doesn't linger on in my life. So it's like with student loans. Don't think about it.
I proposed to my now wife. We were living in a flat in town, and it was around Christmas time, and the upstairs flat had a leakage.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
lovely.
basically their soil pipe, their shy pipe, went through our bedroom and living room. It was
And you
like
thought,
boxed in.
perfect.
I was like, this is
Conditions
it.
are right.
It was such a because the leak started the day of like Christmas break when we both finished work. So we were like having a line. It was like, oh, this is great. And she went downstairs to like, I don't know, start breakfast or do something. And then I just heard her shouting. I went down and like just the ceiling and the walls was just like dripping down.
Oh.
And
you were like, will you do me the
well,
honour?
you marry me. But this went on for like about a week or so, and it was like a couple of days before Christmas, and we were sitting watching The Apprentice, and we'd had to push the sofa out from the wall because it was all.
When you said
leaking
it on
down.
for a week or so, you mean you'd contacted the landlord? It wasn't like
You were like, hope
I'll
that
do
sorts
something about
itself
it.
out.
It'll dry out
This will be
come
fine.
the first thaw. No, we contacted, but you know these things take time.
Yeah.
So I was told, and so we finished watching The Apprentice, and it was just we were a bit sort of fed up and annoyed by the whole
I'd
scenario.
say so.
So I thought, you know what will cheer her up. So the program was over, and then I sort of needed her to not be looking at me and paying attention to me
Right.
because I had the
had
ring,
the ring.
in a bag nearby.
Ah, okay.
I'd actually hidden it in my work bag inside a box of an empty box of lime sips. And I was like, because I was like, she's never going to go in there for lime sips, so
Yeah.
I'll put that in there. And so I was like, oh, sure, turn the TV off and we'll go to bed. And she was like, I'm not turning the TV off. You get up and turn it off. And I was like, no, I turn it off all the time. You go and turn it. I'm not turning it off. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, right, just go and do it. And she was like, fine. So when she got up and did it, when she turned around, I was there with the ring, and I was like, "Do you want this?" With like the wall behind me, just covered in shite. I was like, "Is this any good to you?" But yeah, no, she said yes.
Full formals in general were just an embarrassing experience for everyone. I think. Like, why did we do it? Like why? It would have just been better if we went. Well, we just have an end of year party. We would all just get in a big hall and dance together.
The stress around
dates,
who was going
dresses.
with who. Yes. Now I loved the dress. I loved the dress part. I loved getting all dressed up.
Pageantry,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but the stress of who was going with who.
Oh, that was the worst. I
And-
went
yeah.
alone.
Did you?
I had no date.
What, you just rocked up in a wee taxi by yourself?
Well, here's all this.
Just
Speaking
on your
of
bike?
yeah, Scundered. This is going to be one of those. Basically, I was going on my own because I never even really fucking talked to a girl. I was 18 and went to university, so I was like, because I went to an all boys school.
Oh, right.
But they all like knew girls and stuff, and I didn't. I was
Yeah.
just like a wee fucking loser or whatever. I was a nerd. I was into fucking Pokemon and The Simpsons and like just my
brilliant.
wee
Love it.
hobbies. Like I was just a wee innocent fucking kid. Like, and so I was like, but I'll go anyway. I'll go on my own. No big deal. And because I was going on my own, my dad knew I loved Back to the Future. So he was like, Aaron, good news. My mate in work has a DeLorean.
You love Back to the Future. I'm gonna make you go with your man.
Well, no. Yeah.
To the under the sea dance.
The under the lagging dance.
Your kid's just like my brother.
Yeah. Oh. But no, thankfully it wasn't that bad. He goes, my mate has a DeLorean and he'll drive you to your formal in a DeLorean.
No.
And I went, that's class, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that'll make me popular.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rock up. By the way, no one sees you driving up to the formal. It was in the Clanny Boy Buyer. So I went, oh, that's good. By the way, he was the one that like made a big song and dance about it. I was just like, yeah, cool or whatever.
Yeah.
The day of the formal, he goes, listen, the DeLorean's not turning over, but your uncle's got a new Renault Megane that he just bought from Charleshurst.
Same thing.
And he goes, he'd drop you up in that. And I was like, class. So anyone that I did tell I was going to rock on the DeLorean seen me get out in a Renault Megane. And
You're
I'm
like crawling out the window to try and make it look like you were getting...
do you know what? I was just glad, yeah. Trying to get the door to lift
Trying to get the
open.
door to lift.
Came out the boot. I was like, there we go. That's it.
This with someone recently. We were talking about, all the clothes we used to wear as a teenager. Because I was very of the goth, new metal-y period, the big massive flares, big hoodies, and you were constantly falling over your own clothes.
Tripping over
You were
your
constantly
bootcut
getting
jeans.
stuck, tripping over your jeans. And I was crossing the road in Bangor, and there's this main sort of cross, and the lights are quite quick there, and I tripped at the start and sort of fell the whole way across the road, then landed, just kept going till it got past in case the lights were.
Might as well use this.
These big purple flares on, like it just.
Because that's the most I've ever laughed in a cinema was going to see, it was a really dark, serious film called, I can't remember what it was called, it doesn't matter. Not long. It was something like that. It was something really like dark, right? My cousin and I were sat right in the back row up at the top, and there was a couple in front of us, and the sound on the screen, there was something wrong with the sound. It was really quiet, and the guy in the couple in front of us was getting so angry about it, he just couldn't relax. He was like, fuck, there's something wrong. Somebody needs to do something, blah, blah, blah. And I'm normally the one who's like that, but when I see somebody else that angry, I totally relax. I'm like, he's got this. He can go and complain, and he can be stressed about it, and I'll just enjoy it. And so about 10 minutes into the film, he'd had enough, right? And it was a very empty cinema, and he just stood up and he's like, move, I'm going to say something. And then he tripped at the top of the stairs, and he tripped all the way down, and me and my cousin were just watching this happen, because there was only people in the front two rows and they hadn't seen any of it, and they were all just very obliviously sitting in the front row eating their popcorn, and he was like and then he got to the very end and fell in on top of the front row, popcorn everywhere. I have never laughed so hard in my life. And for the whole film, every time we got ourselves under control, because he had to come back in and he got the sound fixed. I was like, fair play to you.
He still complained.
Oh yes, he then dusted himself down.
Taking popcorn off his face.
That's so
it's a disgrace.
Funny. I think at that point he didn't realise that both me and my cousin were there. Like he maybe just thought it was his partner had seen.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing, and that was one. It was an
extended fall.
It was a film about, it had Angelina Jolie in it, and it was about like a child murder or something. It was something really awful. The Changeling. That's it. And I roared with laughter all the way through that film. So they'd just be like, my child has gone, and I'd be like, just like, oh, I'm sorry, I've just got the giggles. Sorry.
Like during the pandemic,
someone on my timeline came up with, do you know when someone dies that you don't know, and they come up in your timeline and everyone's going R.I.P. this person? I was like, who's this person who's died? I don't even know. And then I looked at them and they'd messaged me like a year before, looking through a spot, and I'd lost the message. I never got back to them, and that was my Batman moment. Actually, I was like, never again.
That explains a lot. You are trying to make up for something.
Yeah. The hole never gets filled.
I've been accused of that as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was like, well, fucking stick them all on. It'll be great. And the first one we did was
I'm not having any more death on my hands.
I'm actually going to have a lot more death on my hands, but I'll be there for it. But Ciaran won the very first one. Actually, we did. It was just out of the pandemic, and the prize was a 10-minute spot, which is kind of a booby prize, because it's like, hey, you've survived at this gig where everyone's lowered their standards because everyone's doing their first gig. Why don't you do twice that length in a room where nobody's sympathetic to you?
But your friends and family aren't here.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
a hard one after that.
At the 10-minute one, all these psychos from my school who I posted, I'm doing comedy now, come see me. And then all these psychopaths from my school just wait up and were just sitting there at the table, like staring at me, and I went, oh my God, like, and like.
Just to be clear, when you say from your school, do you mean the school you were going to?
Yeah, like
you
secondary
wasn't a
school.
child, yeah.
No, not the school I work at. Yeah,
Okay.
No, like, the students all were like, but not literally. It was like
It's
all
like
these.
School of Rock.
Yeah, that's it, like, Mr. Schneebly.
So all the psychos turned up.
Yeah, all the guys who maybe would have like had a good enough relationship where my school was. I would have got up and done like a wee dance to keep them entertained or whatever.
Yeah.
And now they were like, oh, we get to see it on the stage. But they just talked for everyone else, and then they give me the utmost that they were lovely for me, I'll be honest. And, but then everyone else, they just turned psycho at again. So look,
I had to go up. I was like, I'm booking myself, I'm doing a spot, and I'm just going to be really aggressive and horrible. And I was, and it worked, I think.
I'm just getting this picture in my mind here. So when you say these psychopaths from school that you used to get up and do a wee dance to entertain.
So they would have got me to do like football or celebrations for them in school. So they'd be like, do Neil Lennon, and I'd be out there, do Scott Brown. I'd be like sticking my hands out like Scott Brown. And they'd be, right, do Ronaldo. And I'd be up in the class going, Sue, or like stuff like this. I used to be a very impressionable child and say like, any chance to get a laugh. So they'd be like, do this here. So there was a,
Just do it.
Yeah, a meter stick.
Yeah.
And I would just walked up in the middle of Mal's class and grabbed the meter stick and went, the teacher's like, what are you doing? And I was all, you shall not pass. And I slammed that down. Or like,
they're loving it.
Yeah.
These ones at the back loving it.
Examine
the teacher was
like,
going,
you shall not pass.
Yeah. They were going, she don't want to be in a special class or like, what's it?
Oh my God. I'm just getting a wee picture of you as just this wee jester sort
Song
of
and
like.
dance man.
Yes. This is why you're in comedy. Right now it all makes sense. I understand both of you.
Well, hello, my baby. Hello, honey.
Yeah. Doing a little hat thing. Yeah.
So you have, both of you have beautiful hair. Okay. And we can't really see Ryan's because it's tied up at the minute. But I would say it's probably about the same length as Ciara's at the minute, isn't it?
Maybe a bit longer, but
No,
Yeah.
it's shorter than mine, but
shorter.
So
by that much.
Has it led to any confusion
I think you
since
know the
you've got
answer.
here?
Yes, too much.
What's happened to you, Ryan?
About misgendered 18 times.
By everybody?
Everybody.
Okay, so
Flight attendants.
what happened on the flight over?
Okay. So this just wasn't the fly itself. I was called a big, strong, independent woman while lifting up the suitcase. I was like, got it.
So wait a minute, this was a check-in.
Yeah, this was our check-in. We had to put our suitcase in one of those little trays. Like, got it. And then the man was like, that's a big, strong woman there. I was like, beg your pardon? And then
I love that you had independent in there as well. I'm a strong, independent woman.
Big, strong,
And I can
independent
carry
woman.
my own luggage. Thank you very much.
So that was just the start of it.
So that was the start of your
Yeah.
journey. Yeah.
Anyway, so on the plane, obviously you want to have a big sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on the plane and the flight attendants came around with food. And I was like sleeping.
Yeah.
So they were like,
To Ciara.
oh yeah, they were talking to Ciara, like, would she like any food? The she being me.
Yes.
So, and Ciara,
I looked down at the flight attendant and go, no, she's fine, thank you.
purposely, like, no, she's perfectly
That
fine.
happened so many times though, because they would come around with all these different meals, and I would just say she's fine every time because he would be asleep.
It's just easier than trying to explain
It is.
And one of the placements I did was with a facility that rehabilitated female prisoners.
Okay.
Right? So I thought, you know what they need? A wee bit of African drumming. So I went in, misappropriating all this culture. I was like,
Love it. I wish I'd met like sincere, educational, big dreamer. I can heal people with my music, Teresa.
No, that was me, right? And it wasn't even, I went back to uni to do this, so I was like 30 at the time. It's not like I should have known better. So I set up this placement to come in and rehabilitate the female prisoners, former female prisoners who were going back into society, really. And anyway, the first day when I got in, I was very anxious, and I had deliberately, I wasn't wearing like a suit, or I was wearing like a hoodie. I was like, just like you.
Yeah.
On some fake tattoos. And I came in with my
braided one hair. One little, remember people were teens and they used to come back from like Corfu with like
one braid.
One little braid. Did you have one little, just like in Darren? Yes, I can see it. With little beads on the end. Yes.
Little head scarf around me. It's like, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
Right. So I went in, and they said, the woman who was in charge said, "Oh, they're actually just in the coffee room having a chat. They've got somebody in speaking to them, but you're welcome to go in and just sit there. And when he's done, we'll introduce you." So I went, right, okay. So I went into this room. Nobody knew who I was, but I just sort of sat down at the front, staring up at this man who was giving a
Why were you sitting at the front, Teresa?
Because I wanted to be supportive, and his speech wasn't going down well. He was a police officer. He's like a community police officer.
It's a tough
he was
crowd.
trying, and he was talking. Probably arrested most of them, and he was talking to them all, saying, "We need to build bridges."
Nice to see you again.
We need to build bridges.
Yeah,
and we're here to support you as much as anything else. They weren't buying it, but I sat in the front row nodding and making appreciative noises, going,
"Yeah, of course you did."
And because I was being such a good audience member, he just locked eyes with me and delivered his speech to me.
Sure.
And he was like, "We all have a past, leave it behind you." And I was like, "You will." Meanwhile, all the other women are like, "Who's this narc?" Who's the new girl?
Who's the new girl? And also, like, he was probably really convinced by your cool prison attire. You had that braid, you had your headscarf. He was like, "This is a hardened criminal who I'm connecting with. And, if I reach one person today," and he did. Did he stick around for the African drumming?
No, he didn't. I then had to stand up after him and I was like, "Hiya, my name's Teresa. Does anybody want to do some singing?" And they went, "No." And every single one of them left the room, and I was like, "Well, I'll be in here setting up if anybody wants to join."
If anyone wants to change their mind.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, the first session, it was me in an empty room with 10 massive drums, just drumming by myself, trying like a siren, trying to entice somebody else. Oh God. So one woman did come in, I think because she thought it was funny, and she sat and played with me, and then I was like, "I will be back. I will persevere, ladies. I will be back next week." And in all seriousness, it worked out. We started a wee group and we sang, and it was great. The best part was I had to return all these drums back to the music department. And there was one week, there was about 12 of them. They were like, "We'll help you." So we filed into this like hoity-toity music department.
Yes.
And these women were all sorts of backgrounds, all shapes and sizes. Some, looking more prisoner-like.
Some serving prisoners.
So the state of us walking through this posh Edinburgh music faculty carrying drums. And I was like, "This way, ladies." So
ladies, follow me. Do you think that, was there ever a concern that one of them might like unpick the skin of the drum and then tuck themselves inside it to escape?
Prisoners.
They weren't prisoners.
They were former prisoners.
Oh, they were former prisoners. Okay.
I don't think they'd be allowed out of the prison to return some instruments.
I don't know.
How helpful. They offered to help. Open the gates.
It sounded fairly lax, is all I'm saying. I was like, okay.
No. Anne-Marie, would you be someone who would put off going to the doctor, or would you be straight in there?
Well, I've had a terrible pain in my shoulder for about a year that I've been putting off. But apart from that, usually I'm pretty good. I know. But I used to have a real tendency to get food poisoning. So it's a whole long story. If things were undercooked and I didn't know they were undercooked and I ate them, I'd end up getting food poisoning.
Yeah, but that's not your tendency. Yeah. That is. That's the way you were like, "Where do you hear what I'm like? No. When I eat raw chicken, I get sick." No.
Yeah, I had a kebab off the floor one time. I was fine.
It's real tendency. I'm just very sensitive.
No, sometimes in dodgy establishments, they will sort of flash fry things or cook them quickly, then leave them, they'll start cooling down, and then they'll recook them again. And you don't know that this process has happened. Yeah. That's what I mean. And if you've got a sturdy, nice stomach, it'll be fine and you'll be able to cope. You might, at best or worst, you'll have a soft stool and you'll carry on, right? However, for some reason, since I was about 18, when I had my first bout of food poisoning, if something has been undercooked that I haven't realised has been undercooked as opposed to eating raw things, I will get sick.
And you'll always go,
Just to clarify, I'm not
When you say soft stool, do you mean somewhere to sit down when you're feeling well?
Yes, with a cushion on, double
That's
cushion.
fine.
Cool. So I am prone to food poison, and when it comes hard, right?
Yeah.
I will not stop being sick, and I will not stop going out the other
coming
end,
out both
right?
ends, yeah.
And to the point where I'm sitting on the toilet with a bucket, so I can vomit and go at the same time, right? And
Very
then-
different to your bucket.
Yes, a very different bucket. You don't want to drink that, right? And
Not even with the
Go
Red
on,
Bull.
Anne-Marie, I'm getting an awful image in my head
I know,
here.
sorry,
Yeah,
it's not
go
very
ahead.
glamorous, right? But to the point where once you start passing blood out of your bum, you think, do you know what? I think I need to go to the hospital, right?
Yes.
That's the time to go.
Yes.
So I ended up going to A&E this one particular time, and it was actually the city hospital when they used to have A&E, so it was a while ago now,
Yeah.
right? And this gorgeous doctor comes in. So I'm as pale.
Always the way.
Ashen grey. Ashen grey. My lips have turned purple. I'm hyperventilating, so my hands, right, are like this.
God.
Right, so I'm sitting rictus again. I've used rictus twice. I've never used rictus in my life. I've used it twice in this.
Word calendar of the day.
Yes.
Rictus. I get that in there.
Comment rictus below if you're watching this on YouTube.
So I'm sitting like this. This gorgeous doctor comes in, and I'm trying to talk to him, going, "Hello,
Hiya.
what's your name?" I'm Marie. I think, "Oh, he's so lovely."
Are you single?
Because I was single. I was thinking, "Oh, he's so lovely." I'm trying to impress him here. And anyway, I said, "Oh, I think I'm going to be sick." So they get me the wee sort of kidney-shaped bowl thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I start to vomit. And the pressure of vomiting means your stomach muscles, just everything goes, right?
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, something comes out into my tracksuit bottoms.
Oh, no.
And I turn around pathetically to the nurse, and I go, "I seem to have shit myself." So
I seem so polite.
So
I seem to.
So she changes.
I may
me.
have.
Yes.
Stop. So was the hot doctor still here?
Hot
at this
doctor was
point?
he then steps out because he obviously can't. He does not want to have to watch me being changed, a big adult being changed into a pair of paper pants, right? So he then eventually comes back in, right? And she's like, I'll just sort this out, right? And I thought,
Yeah.
oh, she's a sweetheart. Like, at least she's looking after my pride, and she's puts a blanket around me so he doesn't see the paper pants because
Yeah.
they're not flattering for anyone,
No,
No. And so he comes back in. She goes out. And then she comes back in again with a see-through bag, and inside the see-through bag are my soiled pants and tracksuit bottoms, and she swings them in front of
Bitch.
herself. And I know she was.
She fancied them.
I think she did. I think that's what it was. She saw me as a threat, even in my pants, right?
She's like, all right.
Yeah. So she swings them in front of the two of us, right, like a pendulum, and we're both watching it, right?
God.
And then she goes, "Well, I just incinerate these bottoms." And I just like absolute cow.
Here, throw me in with it. I'll go in after.
Would you remember Tufty and
Oh, yes.
there were-
The
and
school
do you remember
crossing.
Ginger?
No.
So there was one called Ginger who was just this little cartoon ginger kid for road safety adverts. But whenever
Called Ginger?
yeah. So whenever we were
remember this.
whenever we were in primary school, there was like the Ginger Roadshow where Ginger came to the school, and it was obviously someone.
It's okay to be ginger kids.
So like all the kids from my primary school, like 300, are all sitting on the floor of the
Yeah.
gym, and Ginger on the screen is like, "Okay, so first I want to talk to some people from the school to see. So I'm going to get someone to stand up now. Is Ian Thomson here?" And now obviously they said, right, he's Ginger, so you can get him up for some of the Ginger bands. So I stood up right in front of the whole.
I love it. I love it.
And I must have been like P5 or P6.
Oh, no.
And
I'm feeling really
she was
Scundered.
like, "Hello, Ian, how are you?" And I was like, "I'm good." And they just said, "So, Ian, tell me, do you have any nicknames?" And I can just,
Oh my God.
I can just remember going, no, some people call me Dickhead. Like,
Sit down, please, Ian.
I can remember just the whole school laughing, and my sister, she brings this up
Oh, she
about
was
how
there as well.
mortified she was, but I can just remember standing there looking around.
You're just
going,
loving the laughs.
It's
just
your boy.
Stand-up comedian in the making. What the hell was that person thinking?
Well, it was obviously to get, oh, I'm Ginger as well. That's why I'd been.
Do you have any
singled-
nicknames? Let's make sure everyone here knows what they are,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that you can be harassed for the rest of your school
but I can
career.
remember just like looking over at the headmaster, and he just had his head in his hands, like sort of equal parts ashamed and like
Laughing.
pissing himself.
Yeah. Okay, let's just move on
Okay.
to Frazer Robb's review of Scundered. How have you enjoyed the podcast?
Yes, I have. Thank you.
And
Thanks for asking.
no notes.
No notes. Ask for subscribers.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think they're great episodes. I enjoy them. I wouldn't have me on. Nobody
No,
knows who I am.
I kind of agree with you. This is just come on and humiliate me. We like a laugh, Frazer, don't we?
That's been said.
Remember when this was like our third date when we went to see Gravity in the cinema?
Yeah.
With Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
So, it's a wonder you stayed with me, Frazer.
Is it very entertaining?
That was an example. That was giving you an indication early on of what
That was
you
an
were
example. Yeah, that was in two ways. So the first one was we sat down in the cinema to watch Gravity, and you didn't know it was 3D or whatever it was, and you didn't know
It
you
wasn't
didn't know it was
3D.
space, whatever it was. You didn't know it was in space.
There was
remember?
it was all the spinning.
Yeah,
There was
but
loads of
before
spinning.
the film started, you started going, "Spaceship in your face," really loudly. "Spaceship in your face, spaceship in your face," and a couple of photos got up and moved seats because you're a maniac. You told me about a time we saw a 3D film and you ended up punching a man in the back of the head because a scorpion jumped out at you.
It's true.
And then we went to
That
see
was in a science museum.
recently. We went to see Nobody 2.
Oh, yeah.
In the 40X cinema.
Yes.
So it was like the seats move and everything, and
was
the
horrific.
puffs of air in your face and stuff.
It was awful.
And before the film started, they put on like a 30-second clip to show you what it was going to be like, and the seats are all going like this, whoa, and you're going, what is this? What's happening? Oh no, ah! And then you just started screaming, "There's a light in my face! There's a light in my face!"
Like it was only happening to me.
It was only happening to you, and like it was the worst thing could possibly be. A light in your face. There's a light in your face now.
I know. Wasn't expecting it in the cinema.
And then you had to get up and leave.
Yeah, the scorpion. That was with Peter. That was in this Edinburgh. They have like a science museum in Edinburgh, and there's a 3D show of like insects and everything.
Why would you go to that?
Because I was entertaining my little brother.
But he's blind. He's literally legally blind.
I know Peter couldn't see the 3D,
No,
but
but
he
why-
was.
so it's just you.
So it was. I didn't think about that until we went in and sat down, and Peter said, "I can't see this," and I was like, "Well, I'll enjoy it for 10 minutes, and then we'll go." But then I screamed and hit the man in front of me because a scorpion came out of the screen. I was like, "Let's just go, Peter."
I think, like, if you were born at the turn of the 20th century, you would have been one of the people screaming whenever the train was coming towards them on the wall.
I was on like grade 3 or 4 music theory in primary school because my violin teacher was just like, you need to learn it.
Yeah.
So when I got to school, secondary school, and the first year of music in there is grade 1, and I was like, I've
Yeah,
already
it's
done
too
this
easy
test.
for you.
So I got
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
First person in Somali's history ever get 100%. And I was like, but I told you I'd already done it before.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there going, look at me, I'm a genius. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I told you
yeah.
I did it. So I was already like GCSE level by the time I got there. So
Yeah.
then I just had these 3 years of just boredom.
Yeah.
So by the time I got the GCSE, I was like, I couldn't.
You
give a
weren't
shit
really.
anymore.
I know.
It's weird. I didn't do any formal. I actually fucking hated music in school.
Yeah,
Hated
that's
it.
quite
Do you know
common,
the
I
worst?
think.
Do you know the worst teachers
Yeah.
to teach music are music teachers? Do you ever notice that? Because they're especially classical.
I was one.
Well, look at your song.
Was.
You became so like my music teacher was like a classical pianist.
Okay. Oh, so I know what you
So-
mean. That they're quite narrow
Oh,
in
it was-
terms of
it was-
what they consider.
Yeah, for me personally, like not every, like some people learn. You go, here's the maths behind it all, and they're like, oh, you
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that, and then you go, now let's put that into practice, and they go, oh, that's what they struggle with. Whereas for me, it was like, right, here's G, C, and D, and then here's
Yeah.
F and this, that, and the R. I
Yeah.
can't even name
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
two chords.
Well, it's just the alphabet.
It's just the alphabet up to
Struggle
Q.
with that
I
as
think it is,
well, yeah.
Sorry, we'll cover that next week.
We'll cover that next week. And then so after you learn like the hard all works like with
Yeah.
your hands and whatnot, then you can go, now this is why those two chords go together, and this is why you can now use this chord. No, is that right? It was more like a visual way of doing it rather than here's fucking dots on a page.
Yeah.
Make sense of them, would you? Like
Yes.
I remember she had us do like write a recorder piece, and we had to score it ourselves.
The recorder.
The recorder, do you know what I mean? I mean
Yes.
PTSD for everybody
Yes,
worldwide.
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Including teachers. Yeah.
But she, so I genuinely didn't understand what any of it meant. I still don't know what a quarter note is. You know, like I'll hear it and go, that makes sense, and then go, gone, it's gone. And I sat outside the class before we meant to go in, and I just wrote loads of squiggles on the fucking page.
Yeah.
I handed it up to her and thought, right, as long as I hand in the book. But then she goes, right, guys, we're going to play these in front of the class. And then she was like, so all these people, all these fucking, and then she was like, why aren't you playing along? Here's me, how the fuck are you playing anything? Like, there's nothing
Gavin
there.
didn't realise he'd written 20th century serial.
Yeah.
Did you just copy and plagiarise Schubert?
But she must have been just like, this is amazing. Do you know what? It does make me laugh when I think about, because I think a lot of it comes down to the teacher. I think you're right. And we had a music teacher at one point who was just so obsessed with just getting you to the next test. Do a test, get your mark, do a test.
Yeah.
And even I loved music, and I wasn't that bothered by school, music in school at that point. But we had to do recorder tests in front of the class. You had to go up to the front of the class and play the Match of the Day theme tune, right?
I don't even like football.
Dun, 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 dun. That was the song. I remember this so well. And there was a girl who was like, I forgot my recorder. And she was like, well, you're going to have to do the test anyway. Somebody lent her a recorder, and everyone was like, no. And then she went, well, just do it on a ruler. So this girl... Is
that your sex ed class?
This girl stood in front of the class. I never forget it. And she was just like with a ruler. She just went, and she started to sing it. Like trying to get the... And I was like, what is happening here? What is actually happening?
Did she even have the embouchure at the top?
Don't make that face ever again.
Wait, what do you think happens next to make this an embarrassing story, right? So this is a story from Nuala.
Is this a listener?
This is a listener.
Hello, Nuala.
I know Nuala very well. This is my sister.
Is it your sister?
Yes,
I was going to say, is this a family member?
No,
you didn't
it
even
is.
give her a pseudonym?
It is. No, I've given up trying to give people pseudonyms. I've done it before, and I would have changed her name to like Fanula. So I might as well just say it's Nuala, but she doesn't mind me using her story, I hope. So anyway, this is one of my favourite embarrassing stories ever. Like, I wish I could tell people this was me, because it just makes me laugh. Right. Back in 2021, I was meeting a builder at a garden centre to browse paving stone options for my garden. It's very middle class.
Yes.
Because this was in the middle of COVID, most sensible people were still being very cautious. Okay. So there was Nuala. I'll do it in the first person. So there I was, waiting at the front entrance, and I saw him approach. He said, hello, and he held out his elbow towards me, obviously waiting for me to do the polite elbow bump greeting that was common during COVID. So what happened next to make this an embarrassing story? Bearing in mind, this is my sister, so she's not going to do anything normal.
Well, first of all, I thought you were when she said meeting a builder I thought it was a date. So this was a purely professional meeting.
Yeah. So they were coming to look at stone. They were browsing paving stones. And he said, meet me at the garden centre and we'll go and look.
Did she... I have two options.
Mm-hmm.
Did she either kiss his elbow or shake his elbow like a hand? Is it either one of those?
No,
because
but
that's what I would do.
I love the idea of her giving it a wee gentle kiss. No, so this happened, and I just love her for it. So he put out his elbow, and she thought because he was an older gentleman, he was politely offering her his arm so that he could escort me around the centre like a traditional Victorian gentleman.
Oh my God.
So she replied, oh, how lovely, and linked her arm into the crook of his arm. She realised her mistake almost immediately, but for some reason
she had to keep going.
It would be more embarrassing to admit it, so instead committed to it, and they stayed like that for the entire visit round the garden centre.
Oh my
Linked
God.
together, arm in arm, going around the garden centre for what felt like the longest shopping trip of her life.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. I could just
love it. He went like this and she went, oh, how lovely, and linked arms.
How wonderful.
And this builder's like, I'm stuck with this woman.
And did he just walk around?
And he just walked, because he must have been thinking,
what could you do?
There's something wrong with her. I don't want to offend her. So two people not wanting to embarrass each other, walking around with linked arms.
That is so funny.
Let's
Oh my
take a stroll
God.
around the garden, my love.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shall we take a turn about the room?
That's brilliant.